Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new and you just happen to stumble across my page, hi, I'm Mand, or I should say channel, stumble across my channel. Anyway, today, as again, you can tell by the title what this video is about, is basically pairs that I want to work with in August. I know we're already like the 9th, but I'm kind of hoping that this might entice me in some way to kind of work with different decks. I've definitely picked 3 decks that I haven't worked with and 1 deck that you'll see it when you see it. But before we get into these decks, I just want to say, if you haven't already and you love all things tarot, oracle cards, journal, witchcrafty and spirituality and all that kind of good stuff, then hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you part of the channel, and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I upload. And also, if you like these kind of videos, please give them a thumbs up. Feel free to share. I'd love to reach like more people and build on our community and all that fun stuff. So without further ado, grab a drink, grab a snack, because I have a feeling we could be chatting a little while, and let's get into the decks or the pairings that I am wanting to work with this month. So the first pairing that I'm going to hopefully work with, and I did want to kind of just show this straight away because I try not to harp about this deck in particular, which is the Tarot of Witches Garden by Sasha Graham and Natasha. I will show you her name solely for the reason being is I will butcher it. So I'm hoping you guys can see the name. Oh, there. I'm sorry you guys, I can't actually see my screen where I'm recording, so I'm hoping for the best here. The lighting I'm still working on in this room. It's all a learning curve. Anyway, and this oracle deck is the compendium of witches, which is by the same artist. And I think these make a fab pair. I haven't actually paired them together, but you know, I'm having high hopes for it. Also, do you guys consider August to be a summer or an autumn month? I like to imagine, hold on, I'm going to see, can I pair these side by side without this getting too washed out? If I close, oh, that works a little bit, okay. So it's not too dark. It's not too bright either out, but, or inside here. So this works. But yes, getting into the decks that I want to work with this August. So yeah, do you consider August a summer or an autumn month? I'm curious. I consider it a summer month, even though here currently you would consider it autumn, but anyway. But I'm hoping to work with these 2. I feel like they will, okay, already card number 2, we're already off to a great start. I feel like because these are from the same artist that sometimes they can work a little bit better. Not necessarily, that doesn't always necessarily it'll work better, but I'm definitely, because this is new to my collection, this I've had since it came out, which is I believe last year. I do have a walkthrough. I do feel that these would work beautifully together. Also, pick the 2 cards here. Let me know in the comments if you know what deck it's from. There will be a walkthrough of it coming soon. But I had to show the backs. They're gorgeous. But so far I'm really liking this. I kind of want to step out of my comfort zone in August a little bit, to try and work with decks that are a little bit more not my style as such. Kind of. I mean, this is totally my style. This is kind of definitely a comfort deck. So at least if there's a pairing that I'm like, you know what, I might leave this kind of as like a backup pair, that if there's a deck that or a pairing that I'm working with that isn't working for me, that this is a great alternative. I can go back to kind of old reliable, as they would say. Currently I am working with the Light Series Tarot with the Healing Waters Oracle. if you're interested in seeing kind of how those two pair and my thoughts and stuff like that, let me know and I'll happily do a video on that. But I like these kind of videos because it gives me a chance as well to, one, slow down and look at my decks again, an excuse to sit with art, and two, to see how these decks pair. And you can also get a feel as well to see, do you like this pairing? Do you have these decks in your collection? I love the white background on these. I just like the way these this deck is done. So we'll do one more, and I have 3 more pairings to go through, so I don't want to make it super long for you guys either. So one more. Oh. So that is Tarot of the Witch's Garden with a compendium of witches. The next one on my list is Bonfire Tarot by Gabby Angus West, and then the Earthly Souls and Spirits Oracle by Terry Foss. Now this is a very interesting pairing, even I admit that much. For the reason being, right, I really want to come out of my comfort zone because, one, this is a deck I haven't worked a lot with. I don't know why. It is a really nice deck in my opinion. I genuinely really like the artwork actually. It's very out there, a bit unorthodox as such, you know what I mean? It's not kind of that typical tarot feel, you know, it's not the witchy aesthetic, if you want to say. This falls into that kind of witchy category. So what I'm hoping is that this might bring some form of familiarity. There is some words I cannot pronounce. I don't know, is it my accent or is it the way I'm but something that's familiar to me. Familiarity, that's it. Anyway, that this might be kind of like the hug that I need to face this kind of like, I'm scared to work. It's not that I'm even scared to work with it. I don't know why I don't, because you guys, this has such a fab guidebook. Like, that is a chunky guidebook. It is all colored, right? It has in-depth. It has more than what you would ever need in a guidebook. It is gorgeous. And it smells amazing. So, I mean, I love the smell of books. But, and of course, this is just kind of your standard US Games guidebook. But what I'm hoping with these is that it helps me kind of step out. Does this artwork work together? No, not really. Not one bit. I was looking at my Oracle collection. I have, I think, more Oracle than I do Tarot. I'm very, in one way, fussy about the tarot decks that I pick, whereas I don't know why with Oracle, although I am getting more fussier with my Oracle decks. Not gonna lie, I'm definitely getting a bit more picky. But I feel like the key words will help with this one. I find the artwork so interesting in this. It has kind of like an alienish feel to it. Not that that's kind of my aesthetics. That's not something that I would typically pick, but I know Lisa Papez loves this deck, and I want to love this deck. If anything Lisa Papez or Dawn Michelle says to get, you guys, 9 times out of 10, if it's within my budget, I'm going to buy it. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm going to actually do is, because I haven't shuffled these decks, I've just taken them out of their boxes. To be honest, the Bonfire is such a shame to leave it in the pack. Like, honestly, it is gorgeous. And I'll show you. Sorry, I'm kind of gone off camera there to say. This is, if I was to pick a tarot deck size that would suit me and that is a bit broader, wider, you know, that I like a bit more of a thicker deck. No, I like a wider deck because, oh, here I have the Light Series Tarot, right? You can see there's a difference. Height wise, the Light Series is higher, but I find this is wider. It just is more appealing to me. It's more of an oracle size. whereas actually the Earthly Souls is more tarot size, but I prefer this, but it's just that bit smaller. I find sometimes oracle cards can be a bit difficult to shuffle because I can't get my fingers around them, right? They're too wide. This is the perfect, it fits perfect in my hand. So in that aspect, it ticks all the boxes. I like the cardstock. It's the perfect thickness. I don't mind that it's glossy. It's not something that bothers me all too much, except when I'm doing videos. That's when it bothers me because that sheen is something else. But I do find it adds to the vibrancy of the artwork on this. Okay. So I find sometimes when you shuffle, it adds a little bit more depth. And it gets your cards kind of moving, that energy going within it. But yeah, this is the Bonfire and the Earthly Souls and Spirits Oracle that I'm hoping to work with. I really do want to work with it. So I think I might pull this one out next week. And it's kind of given alien meets zombie vibes. That's probably not the whole point of it. I like the art style. I want to like it. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's so pretty. It's so nice. I love the vibrancy. I'm definitely pulling this deck out, you guys. There's no more sitting on the fence about it. I'm going to watch Lisa Papez's video. She does a walkthrough of this, or what does she call them? A deep dive into this. And I want to sit down. I'm definitely going to really sit down and get to know this deck on a different level, because I feel it is a one-way calling to me. I really want to work with it. Okay, I'm going to end it on that one, and we're going to get to the next deck. Okay, this pairing I feel is again very different. So as you can see, I'm kind of reaching more for a little bit more on the darker side. It's not even the darker side. It's kind of hinging on that autumn Halloween Samhain feel. But I haven't worked with the Nightmare Before Christmas in so long. And believe it or not, I actually like this deck. I know I have harped on about the Alice in Wonderland, but you guys, that was such, it genuinely was such a letdown, because that had such potential. But anyway, we digress, we move on, we get over it. We will work with the deck somehow. I'm not sure how I will, but I will. No deck will get left behind here. Okay, so do the backs match? No. Does the artwork match? No. So you're probably wondering, man, why are you even pairing these two together? I don't know. I just let my intuition follow. I like having these videos to kind of look back on and go, oh yes, that was the deck I wanted to pair with. I mean, they're by two different publishing companies. Not that that makes any difference when pairing things, but like, you know, they're going to have different cardstock feels. Sometimes I like to have the same cardstock. Anyway, look, that's a video for another day. Oh my god, you guys, sorry. There is a fly flying around here and it is annoying me. See? He's mocking me now. He is absolutely mocking me. Right, let me shuffle these up a small bit and then... Oh my god, it is so humid here today in Ireland. It is ridiculously humid. We're not used to this. It's either piss and rain, or it's freezing, or we get an absolute heat wave where we just can't cope at all. So I mean, honestly, are we ever kept happy here? Probably not. Herald of change. I hope that means change in good weather, because I'm sick of the rain and the humidity. Something needs to give, you guys. Something needs to give. Can you tell I'm in a bit of a chatty mood? Is anybody else sleeping really rubbish? Because I'm actually recording and uploading on the same day. Who even am I? Okay. So, the one thing I find with this deck, I have to be brutally honest, is that I need to use the guidebook. There's no shame in using the guidebook. Can we remove that stigma where you don't use the guidebook? Yes, I've been taught to read Oracle without using a guidebook. Sorry, need to take a sip of water. And 100% I recommend using your own intuition. But when it comes to decks like this, I mean, in all honesty, one, I still don't know what the presents are. Let me have a look at my guidebook. Where is it? tell me about your days. Oh, okay, so the four suits are potions, candles, needles, and presents, which represents cups, wands, swords, and pentacles. So that is pentacles, okay? To be honest, you guys, still consider myself a newbie. I'm still getting down with the tarot lingo, to be brutally honest, right? I find that because Nightmare Before Christmas, right? Nightmare, so that is a form of dreaming. Shaman's dreams. I thought this would be a great pairing for that more dreamy feel. Will it work? I don't know, because again, this is a very pippish deck, so I do feel I'm going to have to rely more on the guidebook for messages, see what my intuition comes up with in itself. So we have Knight of Presents, let's just try it here, and then we have Overflow, Overwhelm, and Plenty. So Knight of Presents, which is our pentacles, right? And we have, I'll show you so you guys can see. Oh, it's at the start. Oh my gosh, why did they change all these around? Okay, I'm just being narky now. So the Knight of Presents is a hardworking, steadfast person focused on being as productive as he can possibly be. He finds success in his endeavors by sticking to a solid routine. Where was I getting avoiding from? By sticking to a solid routine. This card advises you to work diligently and focus on the details. Okay, so that works perfect together, right? So this is all about focusing, working hard, but don't overwhelm yourself. You have plenty of knowledge. You are more than capable of doing it, but make sure that you are sticking to a routine, that you have a to-do list, because sometimes we can veer off. Okay, do you see what I mean? So it does work, but I do have to use the guidebook. So it does work. Definitely. I'm excited about working with this. I mean, do the artworks work together? No, but if you guys have any suggestions of oracle decks that work well with the Nightmare Before Christmas, please let me know. I really was playing with words here more so like Nightmare, like I said, Shaman's dreams. I was also thinking maybe an animal deck might work with this. I don't know. I'm after skipping one there. So as you can see, it's quite pippish to an extent. It's not as pip style as the deck that shall not be named. But there is kind of a bit more in these than other pip style decks, right? There's lots of other pip style decks that have less. So it's interesting. So I'm excited to work with this and see how they pair. I really do enjoy this deck. I love the Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm here for it. I can't wait to watch it again. I'm so watching this. Oh, so that's interesting with the Tree of Needles. So we all know that's like the Tree of Swords, and then the Crossing Initiation. So, you know, take that as you will. And, right, I've talked enough about these. I've yapped enough. So I'm going to get on to my last pairing. And if you've watched this far, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. So let's get into the last pairing. And last, but certainly not least, is Starman Tarot with Beyond Lemuria. Now, again, I'm going out of my comfort zone here. I love this deck. I really, really do. I feel it's a very underrated deck. Not enough people talk about it. I want to talk about it. I'm actually thinking about getting the kind of smaller size ones because I was so kindly gifted this for Christmas a couple of years back. We do Secret Santa, and my brother's girlfriend got me this deck, which is the special edition one, which is quite large, as you can see. So I do struggle to shuffle this one because it's quite a large deck, but I love it all the same. I absolutely love it. You can see it's well loved. The gilding is completely battered, to be brutally honest. I mean, it's nice to have collector decks and things like that, but I mean, I do like my decks to be working decks, right? They're not just gonna all sit there and be pretty. They're gonna work. And then I actually picked up the tarot bag. I adore it because I love the hot pink on the inside, and I actually have a crystal inside it. It is my only deck I have that stays in its own bag with its own crystal. Actually, no, I lie. There is a crystal in my Divine Feminine tarot box as well, but that's because the box caters for that kind of space. But I have a Unicite. I just felt like this just works with it. Don't ask me why. I just follow my intuition. Sometimes it makes sense to me, sometimes it doesn't, but I just trust the signs. And I also have Beyond Lemuria, which is a very unusual and different deck. It's very alien. No, it's not even alien, it's more celestial. And this is by Izzy Ivy. It's Blue Angel. Unfortunately, my deck, the box came absolutely battered. I got this from a holistic store. So can you, some of you pack the stuff better, please? But then again, it's probably not the store actually, to be brutally honest. It's probably, more than likely, delivery. Anywho, to be honest, it probably is. I got this a while back. Look, the cards are fine. So isn't that all that matters, men? Seriously. And this is the guidebook that comes with the Starman Tarot. It's the Los Scarabeo. They're the creators. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name. I'll butcher it. It's a gorgeous guidebook. Hello. It's a gorgeous deck too. We know that. Coloured. Chunky information. Love it. Hardback. As you can see, mine is battered. It's out all the time. I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. Why am I pairing these two together? Well, first of all, because I haven't worked with my Starman Tarot in a long time and I want to. Okay? I want to. I like the feel of it. I like the energy of it. I never thought this deck would be my style. Well, I was called out on that. I was told that's bullshit. This is so something you're going to love. And it's true. I love it. It's so weird. It's so does not fit the rest of the decks that I go for. So maybe I need to start going for weirder decks or something. I don't know. And this one, I don't know how I got sucked into buying this, because again, this isn't a deck that I'd pick. I look at the artwork now and I'm like, I love Blue Angel decks, though, I have to admit. I just want to check. Yes, we're still in frame. Okay. I want to see how, in terms of kind of celestial feel, which both of these decks have, it's definitely that higher third eye crown chakra feel. Definitely. Oh, there you go. Sorry, I wasn't even looking at that card. Believe it if you want to, believe it or not. But it definitely has a more crown chakra feel to it. I definitely feel this is very higher spiritual aspect. Sorry, I need to have some lunch. My stomach is rumbling. This has a very like alien steampunk feel. It is obviously based on David Bowie as well. Am I a huge David Bowie fan? Actually, believe it or not, not really. I like his music. I will listen if it comes on, but I won't actively go and choose it. But this deck is something else. I don't think you have to be a lover of David Bowie to appreciate art. And I believe that's what David Bowie was, as an artist, right? He created. So this, oh, do you see? This, I knew this would work. I love when this happens and I'm so excited. See the way, like I said, the artwork. Is it the same? No, but does it complement each other? Yes. Yes. Again, because this is a beautiful deck, but it's not a deck I reach for. I find it very strange and unusual and slightly, like, this kind of makes me somewhat uncomfortable. But that's how somebody has interpreted their messages, their intuitive messages. Just because I don't see it like that doesn't mean it's not there. Interesting. I always consider this an Odin card. This just gives Odin vibes. But it's interesting. It's so super interesting. This is such an unusual deck. Honestly, so weird. I love it. I genuinely really, really love it. I'm going to have to now. Yes. As if somebody's twisting my arm here. Do not ask me to talk you out of buying a deck. I'd be the worst person. Or a crystal. I'll even talk you into buying crystals and decks as to why you should have more. Is there such thing as having too many? No. It's like books. I have a ridiculous collection of books as well. Four of Cups. Like, home. Interesting. I'm looking forward to working with this. If you guys want a video actually on how these decks worked and my thoughts, I am curious. I'm very, very curious. Part of me sometimes wants to do kind of more vlog style videos as such of working with decks, but more in a relaxed kind of manner. Not so always aesthetically pleasing, I suppose, as in setup wise. I'm really enjoying these. I like this. Again, I do sometimes have to use the guidebook with this because I like to get that little bit more in depth, that nitty gritty, that kind of sometimes calls you out, the things that you're refusing to see yourself. Oh, sorry you guys. I really need to get a new stand for my phone because this recording this way is just not working for me. But I'm trying to make it work for the time being. So my lovelies, they are the pairings that I'm planning on working with in the month of August. If you've watched to the end, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love hanging out and chit-chatting with you and talking about decks and things like that. Let me know in the comments below, what decks are you working with, what pairings are you working with, or if you have any suggestions as to what other decks might work with these. I'd love to know. So I hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And I will chat to you all real soon. Bye guys.